Okay, so I've got 3 films to talk about today. Normally I do my reviews on my tripod, but my camera stand part of it is missing. I'll have to find that later. The 3 movies I'm going to talk about today are the films that I saw at Texas Frightmare Weekend. In whole. I'll touch briefly on another one, but we'll get to that in a second. The 3 movies are Maniac, Sightseers, and Byzantium. I also started watching The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Leigh, but holy crap, it was so bad. The directing, it was the directorial first feature film from Rue Morgue. It was so poorly directed. 30 minutes went by and literally nothing happened. I swear there was a 30-second shot of a door and noise. That's all it was. It was terrible. So I left, got food, but I came back to watch Maniac. Originally, I hadn't thought much of the film. I have never seen the original, and I was interested to know what it was going to be like. It stars Elijah Wood, so that was a plus for me. It's about an antique mannequin restorer who develops an unhealthy obsession for a photographer. She photographs mannequins. It's really strange, but to each their own. It's shot in first person through the eyes of Elijah Wood, and it basically follows his obsession with her and how he handles it. There's references to other good old horror films in there. Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, you'll see them. The thing that I enjoyed most about the movie, though, is how well it handled everything. Bates Motel is a fantastic show because it handles the psychology so well. This movie was so good because it handled the psychology so well. It wasn't just a thrown together mess trying to claim, oh, this is a psychological movie. It was sturdy, it was interesting, and well acted, and it was a fantastic movie. You have to check it out. Next movie I'm going to talk about is Sightseers. It was the first feature film of Ben Wheatley. He did a segment, I think, You, in the ABCs of Death, but it was his first, no, Q. It was Q, not You. But it's his first feature-length film. It's about this woman who runs off on a vacation with this man. This man kills people. She didn't know it at first, but it started off, oh, I accidentally ran this guy over. Oh well, moving along. And then it just escalates from there. It's a dark comedy. It's crazy. If you get the chance to watch it, be sure you watch it in a controlled environment, because where I watched it, the sound was fluctuating too much. It was too loud, then it was too quiet. But when it was too loud, it was just echoey, and they have really heavy accents, so it made it a little more difficult to understand. Ultimately, though, it was funny, it was interesting, and it did not end how I expected at all. So that's definitely something to check out if you're into dark comedies. And lastly, Byzantium. Byzantium. I have been so excited to watch this movie. I've waited so long. I'd say close to 3-4 years, maybe. Probably closer on the 3 years end. The more I started looking up about it, because I couldn't find anything. But it stars Saoirse Ronan and Guillermo Terraton. That was the original reason I was attracted to it. And it's about the two of them. They are vampires who are being hunted, and they're trying to survive, basically. It's a really basic description of the movie, but it's really good. Caleb Landry Jones is also in there, aka Banshee from X-Men First Class. So that was a surprise. I'll touch back on him in another video that I'm gonna do later. But ultimately, Byzantium was fantastic. It's a little on the long end for most people. It was also midnight when I started watching it, and it didn't finish until around 2:30, so I was starting to get a little tired. But it was worth it. It was interesting. The thing that attracted it to me more than anything was, like Let the Right One In, the Swedish vampire movie. Like that, it didn't focus too heavily on the fact that they're vampires. Yes, it was part of the major storyline, but it wasn't a vampire movie per se. They were vampires. This was their life. This was them dealing with it. It wasn't them being romanticized or anything. It was just, they were vampires. It's part of the story. And that's what I enjoyed a lot. I could touch more in depth on these if anybody would like. Just let me know. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do individual reviews or one clumped up review like this. Being 6.5 minutes now, I think it's about time for me to shut up. So, thank you for watching. Look at my shirt. Goodbye.